Something I see people are really into nowadays is wholesome content, and considering the state of the world, particularly here in the United States, it's not too hard to see why people are clamoring over pictures of dogs or babies or fun memes. But something I've been watching to get my fix of wholesome is a weird little show called Pera Talks With You.
My favorite part of this past year's Super Bowl was when, with 7:35 left in the third quarter, I looked outside my window to see the gently falling snow. And as it landed on the quiet, empty street, I said to myself, touchdown. Hello, my name is Pera, and did the thunder wake you too? Or was it something else?
I'll admit that a large part of why I like Pera Talks With You so much is my own fondness for the Midwest, but I also think it's a genuinely good show. Comedian Joe Pera plays Joe Pera, a middle school choir teacher living in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. In each episode, Joe attempts to teach us, the audience, about all sorts of mundane topics. Iron, the rat wars of Alberta, Canada, beans, and is invariably interrupted by his friends and neighbors, as well as his own wandering imagination. It's a format that I find oddly similar to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Isn't that fun? Let's go back to my place.
It's not hard to see where the Venn diagram intersects. The dadcore aesthetic, the slow, even timbre of their narration-driven programs, their homey sets and settings. Where Mr. Rogers seeks to educate, so too does Joe Pera, though this is generally played more for comedy.
47 miles off the coast of Marquette was even referred to as the loneliest place in North America. Some keepers even went, man, from the iceland. Whoa! I'm not Frankenstein, guys, I swear.
What the hell's going on?
Dad, isn't this Frankenstein?
I'm not Frankenstein. It's Joe, Mike. It's your neighbor.
It's Frankenstein. Kick his ass.
Both Joe Pera and Mr. Rogers love and even celebrate the mundane things in life. Mr. Rogers feeds his fish, loads batteries into a tape player, and gets groceries. Joe Pera listens to a song for the first time, watches YouTube videos to fall asleep, and, gets groceries. The acting is charmingly stilted. The humor is off-kilter and sometimes surreal. The show plays fast and loose with whether or not Joe is actually speaking to us or if he's just imagining things.
What are you thinking today? 2 eggs and a toast?
I can't say just yet.
Okay, guy.
There aren't really any villains in Joe Pera. Even its crudest characters are, at worst, overbearing, but ultimately harmless. Whatever conflicts that occur are relatively tame, and even the serious ones resolve because the people involved learn to get along or to lean on one another. This isn't to say that Joe Pera Talks With You doesn't have some edge, but whatever cynicism that exists is easily disarmed and defanged. This is exactly what makes the show feel so kind, for lack of a better word. I spent most of my adolescence cultivating my inner cynic, and most of my adult life trying to keep it from taking over. And maybe that's why I like Joe Pera Talks With You so much. There's no judgmental soapboxing despite being equipped with a fundamental moral core. It points to the little, seemingly insignificant details and pleasures that make up life and says, actually, these are great and important. Like Mr. Rogers, Joe Pera makes me want to be a better person. And if that isn't good television, I don't know what is. For additional reading, I highly recommend the 2018 documentary, Won't You Be My Neighbor, about the life of Fred Rogers and the development of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I also recommend last year's A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, which stars Tom Hanks as Fred Rogers and Matthew Rhys as Lloyd Vogt, a journalist with the insurmountable task of profiling the enigmatic Mr. Rogers. I also obviously have to recommend Joe Pera Talks With You, which, as of the publishing of this video, is available for streaming on Adult Swim. I'll leave a link down below.